Hey everybody, it's Holly here at Open Hearts Wellness, and I'm here to guide you through a calm but strong yoga flow. And so when we're going through our seated meditation at the beginning of practice today, I'll guide you to bring your right thumb to your right nostril, closing the right nostril and resting the pointer finger to the forehead. This will allow us to breathe solely through the left side, channeling more of that moon energy, that calming, that relaxing, kind of grounding energy. So we'll start in a comfortable seated position, crossing the legs. You can rest the hands just down to the knees to start, sucking the navel to the spine. You can grow tall, pulling the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, humbling in the chin, and soften the shoulders away from the ears. If it's comfortable for you, you may close down the eyes, starting to root into our sit bones. Allowing the first few cycles of breath to release through the mouth, sighing out any extra tension, any angst, any anxiety. With each exhale, notice the shoulders roll further away from the ears, the elbows become heavy. Notice the tension in the jaw, in the forehead. Soften on the exhales. Engaging Ujjayi breath, an inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose, swirling the breath in the back of the throat. Our victorious breath sounding like an ocean wave, engaging the core, keeping the mind steady and warming the body. We'll bring the right hand up, right thumb to right nostril, closing the right nostril, resting the pointer finger to the forehead, taking 5 breaths solely through the left side. You can imagine all the things that come with peace and calmness. Picturing the moon, the stillness of the night. When your 5 breaths are complete, releasing the hand back to the knee, breathing through both nostrils, 1 big breath in. And release, exhale. If you'd like to blink the eyes open, you can blink the eyes open or keep them closed. Inhale. And as you exhale, round the chin to the chest. Begin to lean back, using the hands to grip the knees. Start to create a little tension in your upper back, separating the shoulders, leaning back. And as you inhale, begin to round the body forward, leading with the chest. Inhale, gaze up. Letting the head fall back, throat open, and exhale, round the chin to the chest, Lean back, gripping the hands to the knees. You can create a little tension, maybe staying here. And inhale to roll forward. One more round. Exhale, falling into the back body, supporting the grip, the hands to the knees. And breathing in, shining heart, let the head, the neck fall back. And exhale through a neutral seated position. Releasing the hands just down to the mat space. Fingertips touching the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, palms come through center, hands fall to the heart space. Inhale, fingertips raise up, the gaze follows. Exhale to separate the palms, let the arms fall through a T. Bringing the hands behind the low back, interlacing the hands and pull the shoulder blades together, gaze up. And release. We're going to bring our knees together and make our way to a tabletop position. Pressing the palms into the mat space, all 10 fingertips. The knees are just below the hips, wrists under shoulders. Extending the right arm out to in front of you and the left leg behind you. Inhale to raise the heel and the thumb up towards the ceiling. And exhale to let the pinky and toes tap the mat space. Inhale, raise the arm and leg up. And exhale to tap the mat. Last one. Inhale. Finding a neutral tabletop position, releasing the hand and knee back to the mat space. Reaching the left arm out, extending it out in front of you and the right leg behind you, and flexing the right foot towards the mat space, squaring the hips. Inhale, raising arm and leg up, arching through the spine, and exhale to lower. Tapping the pinky, the toe to the mat space. One more time. Extending the right leg, left arm out, and release. Walk the hands out on the mat space, bringing the toes together, knees out wide, finding a child's resting pose. You can plant the forehead to the mat space, or maybe bend at the elbows, and allow the forehead to rest to stacked hands. Finding 2 breaths here, letting the heart melt further to the mat space on every exhale. Extending the hands out long, pressing into all 10 fingertips. Inhale to raise up through a tabletop, curl the toes behind you, down dog. Bending in one knee and the other. You can choose to exhale out through the mouth or engage Ujjayi breath at any time during your practice. Inhale, Guide yourself forward to a plank pose. Holding in our plank pose, begin to engage the core. Inhale. And exhale back to down dog. Gazing between the hands, we'll begin to tiptoe to the top of our mat space. Finding a halfway lift, the palms to shins, inhale. And exhale to fold, bend in the knees, find a restorative forward fold, either grabbing for opposite elbows or resting the palms to the back of the head. Releasing the arms towards the mat space, gentle bend in the knees as we begin to roll all the way up to standing. You can sweep the arms overhead, getting long through the body, reaching the fingertips up, maybe gaze up, and exhale, hands to heart center. Maybe closing down the eyes, finding 2 full breaths here. Hands rest to the sides. We're going to take a big wide stance on our mat space. So going widthway on our mat, and we're going to have the toes pointed off towards the corners of the mat space. And we're going to work our way through some Moon Salutations. And we'll hold each posture for 3 breaths. And we may need to do some adjustment in the feet so that this is an accessible and comfortable sequence for you. If you have blocks at home, you can also use the blocks here now. So beginning with the feet, the toes pointing off the front corners, and we'll bend in the knees, finding our goddess squat. Keeping the shoulders just above the hips, and as if your back is against a wall. The hands can come to heart center, and we'll find 3 breaths. Last breath. Maybe sink a little deeper on the exhale. And inhale, sweep the arms up, interlacing the hands, and we'll hinge over to the right side. Inhale through center, exhale, releasing the hands. So we'll point the right toes off the short edge of the mat space, and the left foot is going to be parallel to the back short edge. Inhale, the arms extend out, finding triangle pose, reaching the right hand forward and allowing it to rest to either the shin or a block. Rotating the body up, gaze up. As you exhale, let the left hand sweep down towards the mat space, and we'll pivot to the tiptoes of the left foot. This is a deep hamstring stretch. Again, if you have blocks, you can bring them on either side. On your exhales, you can round a little further. On the tiptoes of our left foot, we'll start to inch the left foot back and begin to lower the left knee to the mat space. Choosing to stay here, supporting the hands on the mat space, so you can allow the hands to come to the knee or maybe overhead. 3 breaths. Lifting the chest, lift the fingertips up. Inhale. And exhale, release. Bringing both hands to the big toe side of the right foot. Tip toes of the left foot. And we're gonna walk our hands all the way towards our left foot, lunging into the left side. The right toes can peel up off the mat space. You should be getting this as a deep hamstring stretch into the inner thighs. If you'd like to challenge yourself, you can lift the hands up off the mat space. Find 1 breath here. Hands find the mat space. We're going to shift all the way over to find this same posture, bending into the right knee. The hand support as you walk your way back to the right side. And again, just taking time to adjust in your body. If this is a new posture for you, keeping the hands on the mat space. Finding breath. The hands will come to the mat space. We're going to find our low lunge by walking our way to the left side, pivoting to the tiptoes of the right foot, releasing the right knee. Staying here with the fingertips to the mat space, we're finding your fullest expression in your crescent moon lunge. Two more breaths. Lift the chest, gaze up, and exhale to release the hands. Curling the right toes behind you, and you can bring the right knee in a little closer towards the left heel. Inhale, begin to shift the hips up and back to that hamstring stretch. Rounding forward on the exhale. Pivoting the right foot so it becomes parallel to the short edge of the mat space. The left hand can come up to the shin or block. Inhale, the right arm up, triangle pose. Maybe gazing up, final breath. And pulling the inner thighs towards each other, sweep all the way up. Pivot the toes back to pointing to the front corners of your mat space. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to the left side. Inhale through center. Exhale, goddess squat. Meet a full moon salutation. Settle in here, finding strength in the calm. Inhale, sweep the arms up, straightening through the legs. And exhale, sink down into the goddess squat. One more time. Releasing the hands towards the knees. You can support the upper body on the hands. And as you exhale, let the right shoulder dip towards the middle of your mat space and gaze off to the left side. Inhale through center. And exhale. Left shoulder comes to the center of the mat space, gazing over the right side. Inhale. One more time each side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, straightening in the legs, sweep the arms out, and rest the hands to heart center. You can bring the feet closer together for a breath. We're going to do one more moon salutation. Taking a moment in between if you need to roll the ankles or the wrists. Taking a moment for a sip of water. Releasing the hands by the sides. For this next moon salutation, since we kind of know where we're going, we're going to pick up the speed, not staying for as long in each pose. Starting in our wide stance, finding our goddess squat. Exhale to bend in the knees. Exhale a little lower. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, interlacing the hands over to the right side. Inhale to center. Right toes are going to point off the short edge of the mat space. The left foot is parallel to the back edge. Inhale, sweep the right arm in front of you and then let it fall to the right shin or block. Inhale, Trikonasana, lining up the shoulders with the hips. And exhale to fold forward, coming to the tiptoes of the left foot, finding your hamstring stretch as you begin to lower the left knee down. One breath here. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale to lower the hands to the mat space. The right hand coming to the inside of the right foot. Tiptoes of the left foot, and we'll find that low lunge, that exhale, hands to the mat space, walking the hands to the right side. Again, that side lunge, that low side lunge. Release, shifting the hips to the left side, finding our crescent moon lunge, being gentle in the hips. If you'd like to stay supported, you can keep the hands on the mat space. One breath. And release. Peeling the right knee up off the mat space, and you can bring the right toes in a little closer to shift back, stretching through the hamstring. You can have a slight bend in the knee. The right foot will shift so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat space. The left hand hits the calf, and we sweep the right arm up. Inhale to rise all the way up to a standing position. Pivoting the toes to the corners of the mat space, arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center, gazing up. And exhale to goddess squat. Releasing and flowing from here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, finding goddess squat and folding forward. You can sweep the hands on the mat space or the floor. Inhale to stretch up. Exhale. Bending in the knees, floating the hands to the mat space, maybe the opposite hand in front. And getting into your own rhythm. Letting the exhales release and sigh out. Final one. Reaching the arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. We'll bring the feet closer together and close down the eyes. Rooting into the feet. And we'll raise the right hand up, the right thumb to the right nostril, pointer finger to forehead, finding 3 breaths. Releasing the hand, breathing through both nostrils. And shaking that off. You need to roll up the shoulders or move in any way, wiggling the fingers, rolling the ankles. We're going to move into a little balance. So going with that strength from stillness, we'll move nice and slowly, engaging through the core, rooting into the feet. And we'll start by rooting into the right foot. Sucking the navel to the spine, grow the shoulder blades together. We'll peel the left heel up off the mat space. The hands can be at heart center or down by the sides. And then we'll lift the left toes up, getting this lifting right from the core. You can flex the left foot so the toes are pointing up. Inhale. And exhale, we'll find a warrior 3. And just breathing through any motions here that find stability, a breath that works for you, keeping the gaze steady, and then we'll float back to that high knee as we inhale. Keeping the gaze where it is, we're going to send it back. Exhale. Building strength in the standing leg. Inhale, back up. We'll sweep the arms up overhead, straightening through that left leg for just a breath. And release. Shaking out the right foot. And again, we'll root back into our feet and really imagine that we're planting into our mat space. Rooting into the left foot this time, engaging through the core and tucking the tailbone down towards the mat space. So we're not dipping into that low back, shoulders are together, the chest is broad. Then we'll start by just peeling the right heel up. And even from this point, engaging the core so you can feel that it is lifting the toes and the knee up, parallel to the hip. Finding that gaze, that focal point. Inhale. And exhale, begin to send it back. Finding warrior 3 and stay holding. Breathing. Inhale. All the way back to that standing posture. Lifting the knee up in line with the hip. And exhale, sending it back. And extend the right leg out. And exhale, releasing the hands to the chest. Stepping just to the top of your mat space, we're going to take a sun salutation. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Maybe lifting through the chest, finding a back bend. And exhale to fold. Halfway lift, palms to shin. And exhale, fold. Planting the hands to the mat space, finding a plank pose. Engaging the core, holding in our plank. Shifting forward, pointing the toes and releasing the knees. Elbows graze the ribs, guiding the chest, the belly down to the mat space. Inhale to shine the heart, cobra pose. And exhale. Pressing through tabletop, we'll find a child's pose. Toes together, knees nice and wide. Pressing the hands into the mat space, beginning to pull yourself up through tabletop. Bring the knees closer to the wrists, and then we'll just find a seated position. The soles of the feet to the mat space, and shifting forward so you have some space to roll back. Planting the feet, palms facing up, lifting the chest. And as you exhale, slowly roll down. Try to lower for about 5 seconds, seeing if you can release one vertebra at a time until the shoulders and neck release to the mat space. Stretching through a pencil, stretch fingertips and toes farthest away. And exhale, you can bring the knees into the chest. Rocking from side to side. Straightening the legs as if you're standing on the ceiling. Flex the toes towards you. And then pointing the toes and flexing them. Letting the feet float up. They bear so much weight for us all day in our busy lives to just get off them for a moment. And exhale, bending at the knees, releasing the soles of the feet back down to the mat space. Setting up for a bridge pose, pointing the fingertips up towards the mat space. Pressing into the elbows and shift the shoulder blades underneath you. Palms release back down to the mat space, and as you inhale, we can press into the feet, raising the sit bones and low back up. Just being mindful here not to turn our head or neck. If you'd like to bend at the elbows, you can support your low back by bringing the palms to your low back. to walk my hands up and my thumbs up to about my mid-back and arching my tailbone down, stretching my spine. And exhale to release. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Tucking the chin slightly to the chest, letting the spine be nice and long. Resting the left hand to the heart and the right to the belly. Connect into your breath. Maybe even feeling the heartbeat beneath your chest. And let a sense of calming rush into the body. Let peace, let stillness begin to take over. Let the forehead soften. Let the hands come down towards the legs, and bringing the hands on either side of the legs will close the knees back up. Finding a supine twist, arms through a T position, gently shifting the hips to the right and releasing the knees to the left. Being mindful to keep both shoulders resting to the mat space, and maybe letting the gaze over the opposite way of the knees. Begin to bring the knees through center. Back of the head to the mat space, soles of the feet pressing into the mat. To neutralize the spine. And we'll shift the hips over to the left, releasing the knees to the right. Gaze the opposite way of the knees. Bringing out our core. All those final toxins, all that fear and negative energy, allowing space for this new calm energy we've created, bringing the knees back through center, neutralizing the spine by pressing into the soles of the feet, and then finding your comfortable position for Shavasana. Hands maybe resting to the sides, the legs extending out. Letting your body soften into stillness activating all that the yin energy has to offer, the moon. Be gentle but strong. And leaving you here to enjoy your Shavasana as long as you can, breathing away any negative thoughts, and just be. Thanks for watching. Namaste.